John Sy is in the house. What's up, Johnny Sy? How are you? Good to see you, buddy. That John's up in Vancouver, Canada, up in British Columbia, and sells like 80 homes a year himself. His team does another 100. He almost matches their production. And just for fun, he bought a $400,000 Lamborghini 2 weeks ago. It's pretty cool. Come on, John, show him a picture. I'll show him a picture. We're waiting for people to hop on here. I have nothing better to do. I have a picture of your car. Let's see. Here it is. That's how quick I have a picture. It's those, those real flashy Lamborghinis from the 80s with Miami Vice. That is not the 80s Lambo, baby. This is a bad boy. That thing goes like 240 miles an hour. So take a good look at him. And you may not see him again until he's in a hospital dressed like a mummy eating Jello. You be safe. Anyways, so how you doing, Stroop? Don't shake your head at me, wild man. I'm watching all of you. What's up, Gary? Now, of everybody on this call, and where's John? John, get back in the video. I gotta throw out a challenge. So come on, John. He walked away. John Sy. He took a call. All right, we'll wait for him. When I see John, I'm going to go back to Gary because I'm going to ask John. There he is. John, under your mic. What's the fastest you've been in your Lamborghini? I know you just bought it. You actually told me he's probably on a call. I think he's on a call, actually. Are you there, John? Can you hear me?
Sorry, I was talking to the agent that you had talked to, Elaine. But I've gone only to 120 kilometers. I drive.
What is that in MPA? What does that mean in America, man?
60 miles or something.
60 miles an hour.
I'm sorry. I drive super slow.
Wait, time out. You have not been over 60 miles an hour?
No, I have not.
Dude, my grandma drives 90.
I know. I drive like.
So John you've told me you're kind of freaked out, the horsepower in it and everything. So we have the man below me. Is he below me in all your screens? Is he right here? Gary, is he right on your screens? They're all over. Okay, well, Gary's here, Ormsby. Gary, what's the fastest you've been in your car, Gary? The fastest you've ever traveled on land?
315 miles an hour and a quarter mile.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going, man?
315 miles an hour to go. That's awesome. Hey, somebody's got to mute your mic. Your mic is not muted.
And I don't know if you called this or he called.
I love it. I should. Are we able to mute him there? We got him. We caught him. All right, let's get started. Enough with the gibberish. Good to see everybody, but congratulations, Gary. You are crazy. I get freaked out. I've been up to, I think, 130, and it's scary. So 300 and whatever, I don't even know what to say. I think it happened so fast for you in those alcohol fueled dragsters that it's like that. It's over. So I may be braver than you at 130 because it takes a while to get up to that speed. But then you got to find somewhere to put your tequila bottle when you're holding. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I don't drink and drive. All right, now, so let's get started today. I'm totally kidding. I shouldn't have said that. Now, I'm going to start with Alicia. She's here, our superstar famous lender. Alicia, where are rates in July, whatever the date is, 2020? Where are rates July 16th? What's a FHA rate, no points, running today, roughly? Just ballpark it.
2.75.
2.75, awesome. And then conventional, 3?
2.99.
2.9, hey, not bad for an old dog. I just purely guessed.
Yeah, winging it.
2.99. Any new loan programs we need to know about or be reminded of old ones that are really great tools for our war chest?
Main thing is they actually haven't, we have everything that some companies have taken away, and they have not announced any type of overlays or any changes due to the COVID release in the the lockdown. So we don't have any overlays and having that impact us, which is really helpful. But no, we can still do, like I said, the jumbo, the seconds. We can still do all the first-time homebuyer programs, the USDA 100%. So we have nothing that has been taken away.
What's jumbo up to 570 and above? 570
569, 250 and up. And in some areas, there is some specialty programs you can go higher and you can get close to conforming pricing. So some of these jumbos are pricing out pretty close to conforming. The biggest key right now in
What does that
rates.
mean? Talk English. Hold on. Time out. Time out. Not everyone, pricing out close to conforming. I've been doing this 24 years. I'm not even sure what you're saying. So
Yeah,
let's
so
translate that for the rest of us elementary school kids.
yes. So on jumbo loans, the key right now is if somebody wants to borrow over 569, 250, the key is reserves. So that's the kicker. That's going to be the make it or break it of whether you can borrow higher loan amounts. So with the clients, the biggest thing is, hey, is there a family member that you can get added to their account? We don't need to spend their money. We just need to borrow their savings. I mean, because truthfully, 60
So
days later.
let's give an example. Someone wants to actually borrow $750,000. They're obviously in jumbo land. What's the interest rate roughly for a jumbo loan of 750? And then what kind of reserves we talking? $250,000, $500,000, 100,000? What kind of reserves? Just ballpark it to give us all an idea.
So real quick, guys, at 750, I would do a first mortgage at 569, 250. Because right now, guys, we can get rates in the close to twos at that loan amount, and that's a conforming loan amount. I would add a second. Second right now is you can get them in the threes. And if my rate's going to be closer to 4.7 to 5, because we can go up to 90%, I'll send them to Bank of the West. They're doing a special right now at 3%. So I don't care, as long as it gets that payment down, and they'll still go up to a 45 debt to income. So for the most part, I'm driving most people to conforming if I can around here and doing the first and second combo. Everybody loves the home equity line.
I still don't understand what the word conforming means. I'm sitting here, I still don't understand.
In Placer, Sacramento, it's a loan amount of 516 up to 569, 250.
So it's an FHA loan?
Conventional loan, sorry. So
How far does FHA go? That's how I've been out of this for a little while. 470, what is
well,
it?
let me pull it. I wasn't prepared. I do it per county.
Let's play Stump the Loan Officer today.
Yeah.
I'm having fun.
No, truthfully, because we have some of our jumbo products that give us, I put zip code in and I'm like, boom, and I run with it. So the biggest thing under 569 is you can do the FHA down to 3% down, and you can do the conventional down to 3% down. So that's important for you to know. Everything above that, I'm throwing HELOCs at it up to 90%. So it's a way to finance it the highest with the cheapest rates.
Gotcha.
And then you don't need those reserves or savings.
They're getting away. Savings accounts, they are a pain. Reserves. Yeah. All right. We need income and credit, right, Alicia? That's what we need.
580 credit score, I can go up to a 569 loan amount with 3% down. So I don't need that good a credit.
So if they have an FHA or a conventional loan, you call that conforming. You're getting it up to 569, 250. Yes. And whether they go FHA, well, obviously they're going conventional because FHA only goes typically to, it depends on the county. Like in San Francisco, it goes higher.
It goes higher. Yes, it's county specific, but literally, guys, with a 580 credit score, you can have a client going at 569 loan amount, and my rates are in the threes, low threes. So what I'm feeling right now is I'm not ruling anybody out, and you can do a 500 credit score FHA with 10% down. So they can borrow 569, and that's, 90% of the value with a 580 credit score with a 3% rate. I mean, that's craziness. No reserves required. So yes, when you borrow above 569 and you don't have savings, I have ways around it with the seconds. But if you do have savings, you can keep it as one loan, still get a good rate. It's just a matter of, do you have 6 months of the monthly payment in a savings account, or up to 18 months is what some of the programs require. So we get creative.
I love it. I like how Alicia said she's throwing HELOCs at it. She's like rocks, bottles, HELOCs, whatever we got to do. We have borrow your aunt's savings account. She's a very creative, think outside of the box lender. Alicia, if people want to contact you and learn a little bit more about the process, what is your cell? And by the way, there's people on all over. She's good anywhere in California. So write down her cell phone number.
916-256-6486.
Okay, say that one more time so people can grab a pen if they or their cell phone and punch it in. Go ahead.
916-256-6486.
There you go. She's a fantastic lender. Actually, I'm going to be bragging on you a little bit later in the show today as about something you're doing to help somebody on the screen buy a house. So we'll be getting to that. So don't go anywhere. Alicia's a great lender. Highly recommend her. Okay, so today and Heather, I'm going to come to you and ask you a little bit of what's happening on the title, escrow, new tools that you have. But before I do that, give you some time. I'm just throwing that at you. I want to go to a few notes I have prepared today. Number one, why I think every single one of you, and we have 21 people on the call today, well, every single one of you need to have at least a part-time assistant. Now, some of you, okay, I'll give you this. If you don't have any in escrow and you're brand new, you don't need a part-time assistant. But if you're selling, so I'm going to revamp my statement. Okay, fine, fair. If you're selling 10 or more homes a year, you should get a part-time assistant. Maybe just 2-3 hours a day, because here's why. Like, well, what would I have them do? It forces you to get up and get a pad of paper, a cup of coffee, and put pen to paper, and you start coming up with things for them to do. What'll happen is you'll start working hard to keep your assistant busy. And you're like, oh, I totally forgot. I got to check on loan docs. I need to check on the clear section 1, the pest company. And because you want to keep your assistant so busy, you're actually more thorough, you're organized, you're more detailed, and they will do it far better than you. Like, oh, I forgot to set an appointment with Heather and Christine at Chicago Title to sign the loan docs. And you'll become a better agent. And what happens is all the BS stuff you're doing, please call the Jones and make sure they sign the lead-based paint addendum and get it back to the TC. The TC's complaining the Jones aren't helping them. Or, I'm going to jump ahead. Why partner with your loan officer? This isn't what I was referring to earlier, Alicia. But bottom line is, if you're a good loan officer, and especially Alicia, if the client starts dogging her, and just not providing bank statements or divorce paperwork or bankruptcy paperwork or settlement paperwork or whatever, their employer isn't signing the verification of employment, you need to be, hey, what's going on? And you're like, I'm not getting this back. And then well, Alicia just needs to call and tell me that. You guys, she's got a lot going on. You grab life by the cojones and ask, Alicia, where are we at with this? Are there any snags? Yeah, I'm not getting back the VOE, verification of employment. And then you got to call your client, hey, Renee, Brent here, we got a big problem. You need to go get your employer. Well, I work for the governor. Get Gavin Newsom to sign your VOE. You write him. You go get him. This is going to screw everything up, and you're going to be massively in pain. And then people go, oh, okay. And then they put it in front of Gavin Newsom. He signs, whoever the employer is. But my lender's going slow. It's your fault if your lender's going slow because you get the wrong lender, number one. Number two, work with you. Well, that's their job. No, it isn't. It's your job. Be a little ADD, a little aggressive, help your lender out. I don't know why, but we have power over our clients. The buyer doesn't get it, that the lender is the V12 engine in the deal. They can make you miserable as all get out. Even title, if those loan docs don't get there, then they finally get there. Everyone's like, go, 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 go. And they're pressuring title. So the lender can make it the most wonderful, beautiful experience for everybody, or they can make it hell on earth. And so Barry Mathis, I don't see him on the call here, has a loan. They've been through 4 processors on one loan. Fired 3 processors. On the 4th processor. Now COVID-19 did a note in the office that everybody had to go home, and the loan sat there for 10 days and nothing happened. Okay, people, we got to understand that. But here's the deal. You need to get a little ADD. You need to get a little aggressive with that. So back to why hire a part-time assistant? You'll get more done. Instead of trying to chase down stuff, you can get Jones on the phone. When you get him on, I'll come on. You'll right with you, and you're rocking. It was scary in 1999 when I hired my first-time assistant, $1,200 a month. You're like, $1,200 a month? You know what my house payment was in 1999? $1,400 a month. It was the friggin' house payment. It was scary. I'm like, but I was listening to my trainer, Craig Proctor, the #1 RE/MAX agent in the world at the time. He said this: you either get an assistant or you are one. They cost $14 an hour. You got $14 an hour. So what happened was I gutted up. I got an assistant, and guess what happened? I was making so much more money 90 days later that I didn't double her income. I tripled her income. And I went from, I started at $1,200 a month, part-time, 4 hours a day. I go, you want a full-time job? Because I think you're God's gift to me. And she said, yes. I brought her on full-time, and I went from 12 to 24 to 36. I tripled her income. And then by the time she quit working with me, she was making, I think, $8,800 a month as my assistant, over $100,000 a year as my assistant. But I went on to build a company. The year she retired, I made $3.8 million. And so she was huge to me. Well, so I want to challenge you. Now, you do not want to hire me for your assistant. I would be a terrible assistant. I'm sanguine. I'm outgoing. I prepare at the last minute. I wrote all my notes at about 1/4 till today, which for me actually was pretty good. Usually I do it at like 2 minutes to 10, but I've been doing this for 20 years. I know what I'm doing, right? But actually was in here early, got here at 9 this morning and did it. But I would be I'm sanguine. Don't hire a sanguine. Yeah, they're fun. Life of the party. You can't shut them up, but bad assistant. How about a driver? How about Barry Mathis as your assistant? Barry, if you're listening, I love you. You would be a terrible assistant. He would just beat on you and you'd be miserable. You'd actually probably get stuff done. But again, drivers, they're type A, they're hard, they're bulldozers, and there's a trail of carnage. So you want to disc test people, D-I-S-C, and you want to hire the SC personality, especially the C. Their correctness, their boom, 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 Excel spreadsheets, files. And like, I'm a high ID, James is a high D, but he's also high C. So we get along great. That's why we work well together. And he's got my weaknesses and I have his weaknesses, and my strengths complement him. His strengths complement me. That's why we do really well together. So it works in partnerships, and it also works if you're hiring your first employee, person, staffer, whatever, assistant, whatever you want to call it. Obviously, James is a partner, but the principle applies. It's I'm not a yin and yang guy, but it's like I will never be a good bookkeeper. We all agree. If I owned an engineering firm, I would call it Close Enough Engineering Firm. You just don't do that. Yes, we laughing. You don't. It's close enough. It's fine. The foundation's fine. It looks good. That's not how you do it. It's got to be perfect. Balancing a checkbook. Who here thinks I've ever balanced a checkbook? Never in my life. If it's within thousands of where I think it should be, I'm good enough. I'm just not going to spend the time to do it. Some of you have to get it balanced to the penny. So high C for correctness. S, the S in DISC, D-I-S-C, the S, is polite. It's saying, hey, can I get you a cup of coffee? How are you doing today? We're so glad you're a customer of the Gary Ornsby real estate team, the Valerie and John Jennings. Valerie and John are so excited, but we love you. Would you want a kiss? You know, here's a blanket, here's flowers here. They have that hospitality. They're kind. They make you look great. They're like a Nordstrom's concierge. The Four Seasons, they just make you feel like, so that's the SC. That's who you need to hire. And Sandra, my first hire in 1999, had high C, very organized. She also had D though. She would get it done. Be careful with the D's, you know, it can be a challenge, but I have learned to work with and love James. We have learned how to do this. Anyways, but it's great. It's wonderful. You know, it all works out. Okay, so you're that assistant, you'll work harder, and I believe you'll sell more homes. Now, if you haven't sold homes, you're selling 5, 6, 7, 8. I'd wait till you get at least 10 or more. You'll be able to afford it, and then they'll take you to 20 or 30. Just all right. This is a no-brainer. I'm going to spend 60 seconds on it. Why use a TC? If there's anybody out there doing your own paperwork, I'm just going to tell you right now, you're crazy. It's $295 for a TC, typically $350 if you want to go nuts. I pay mine like $400, $450 a file. Don't even know what I pay. But she'll actually write up the addendum, write up the counteroffer. I instruct her what to say. Write up, hey, do a final walkthrough, write this on there. Hey, seller left a pile of debris in the back of the house. Send it over, get it DocuSign, boom, 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 boom. And she'll do a lot more for me because I pay her more. Most TCs do all the paperwork, uploaded in the SkySlope. They will save your bottom. They know what's due, what isn't due. Every I is dotted, every T is crossed. You're like, well, I need to save the $300. Listen to me, you'll save the $300 and lose a client where you could have made $15,000. Being penny wise and pound foolish is foolish. You do not do your own paperwork. Stop. Well, I'm new. I don't have especially you. You're the new gal, the new guy. You don't even know what you're doing. A good TC will save your bacon. Shout out to Barry Mathis. Barry, thank you for rescuing my wife. My wife dropped me off today because we were hanging out having coffee. I didn't have time to go home. And I had the fob to the Range Rover in my pocket. So she drove to downtown Roseville and got trapped because she turned the engine off. So Barry saved her. Thank you, Barry. Good job. Shout out. Okay, next. I want to encourage you this. I really want you to go through life and be what I call life enhancer. What's that mean? It means you give. Givers give, takers take. And just you give. I cannot tell you how many people say, you know what? After all these years, he was the only one who did this for me. She was the only one who did this for me. Just give. A lifestyle of giving, loving, helping, get your kids to help people. And guess what? You will get listings. You will get buyers. People make a note. You're making deposits. And all of a sudden, 10 years later, they're like, we always knew that we've watched you give. You've helped us. And it just comes back. So really, there's life enhancers and well poisoners. I believe I'm talking to a bank here of life enhancers. So do that. With that, market pull snapshot real quick. I want to open the phone lines here and everyone here on Zoom. And I want to hear where you guys think the market is, just for fun. I want to hear what it's like up in Canada, since John Sy, the legendary John Sy, who is actually a famous person at Mike Ferry training and coaching. Everybody knows him. Mike Ferry has 10,000 clients, and John is like a big celebrity star. Like, he can't walk through an auditorium and not have people grab him. He's obviously young with movie star good looks, a wife and a baby. John, undo your mic there. How many you have? One kid, 2 children. How many kids you have?
One.
One. Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. And then you're going to sell this year, 70 homes? So what do you think you'll sell? 60?
Myself? Probably around there. And then the team, we're committed to do 150 closed. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty awesome. And then you also have sponsored a few agents at EXP. How many of you personally enrolled for EXP? Just a side note.
38 now.
And then that led you to 100. How many you got?
232 active.
232 out there selling homes. So he's smiling. And I imagine the income from that makes the payment for your new Lamborghini and your house.
Yeah, now when I talk to agents, they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, my rev share pays for my Lambo.
There you go. There you go. That's an unfair advantage. You all need Lamborghinis. Diamonds for everyone. All right. So, what's the market like up in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada? What's the market like up there? What's your average sales price, by the way? Now, keep in mind he sells 60 to 70 himself. Cindy
Million,
Silva was on a minute ago. Cindy, listen up. What's your average price?
1,023,000.
He's gonna sell 60 to 70 million dollar houses this year. No, that's crazy. All right, and then a lot of you've got, how many agents do you have in Vancouver, British Columbia in your organization at EXP? How many of those 232 are actually in the general area of Vancouver?
Oh, in the RevShare group or on my team?
Yeah, RevShare Group.
About
Vancouver
80.
RevShare Group. What?
About 80.
About 80, and they all sell on average $1 million homes.
Well, it depends on which area. In Vancouver proper, Greater Vancouver, it's averaging $1 million. And then there's Northern BC, which they're also in our group. They're probably averaging around 500,000. So it's a big spread.
So that's the up north is the ghetto. Is that what you're saying?
It's
All right, poor $500,000 agents. All right, so what's the market like up in Canada? Is it aggressive? Is it slow? Is it multiple offer? Is there a lack of
very
inventory?
balanced. Very balanced. There's still multiple offers, and there are overpriced listings. We're at about a 5-month supply.
Okay.
So we still have multiple offers, and yet if you are just 1 to 2% over the last comparable sold, you're going to sit, and you're going to have to adjust. And if you underprice your property, you'll get multiple offers to bid up a little bit above what the last one sold. So it's a buyer psychology thing. It's all about pricing.
They do that in San Jose. I've seen them list homes at 1.6 million, and they get like 40 offers, and it sells for 2.7. It goes up over $1 million, and they just, I want everyone to know about it. So this is how, so that's an incredible price. It's a great strategy. Price it so low, I'd let the market take. Now the fear a seller has, well, what if I don't get, I want at least 2.5. What if I only get 2 or 1.7? Don't accept the offer. You don't have to, but I'm listed at 1.6 and they're offering me 400. You don't have to. You do not have to. There's terms that you can just reject it. Now this offer is unacceptable to me because in every offer they have a certain escrow. Well, I want an escrow in a day. I want cash. I want to close tomorrow. Well, we can't do that. Guess I'm not going to accept your offer. So there's no law that says you have to. You could get 100 offers and reject them all.
Yeah.
So it's a brilliant way to sell homes. Someone needs to try that here in Sacramento. Thank you, John, for the update. So who in Sacramento? I'm going to have Renee, the amazing Renee Frederick. Her and Mike live up in El Dorado Hills. They sell 50, 60 homes a year, something like that.
Yeah, I think we'll do, actually I have our CTE up right now. So we're at 33 closed and pending.
33, awesome, for the first essentially a little over 6 months. So you're on track to wrap up 60 to 70, just like I said.
Yeah.
Now you don't live in Sacramento's ghetto, John. El Dorado Hills is considered one of the nicer suburbs of Sacramento, overlooking Lake Folsom. It's considered the right part of the railroad tracks town. What is the average price up in El Dorado Hills these days?
I just keep track of our average price. Mike would be the one to know exactly where, the area is, but our average price this year is $575.
$575. So that's the
I
ghetto.
want it to be more like John's.
You live in every man's junk is one man's treasure. Isn't that the old saying? So that is the low prices. But for us, we're like, oh my gosh, 60, 70 prices at $575. That's awesome because I'm over here in Roseville. And Barry, who's good? John Jennings, Barry, whoever wants to chime in. Barry's on the phone. Missy, Cindy, what's the average price these days here in the Roseville area? What do you got thoughts?
In Roseville, I think you're probably really looking about the 425. If you get underneath that, there's just not much there.
Yeah, 425. So 575 is looking pretty good there, Renee. So what is your guys' feelings on the market? I'll start with Renee since I started there. What's the market like up there in El Dorado Hills, 575, one of our nicer suburbs? Is it slow? Is it aggressive? Is there lack of inventory, multiple offers?
Yep, lack of inventory, multiple offers. I mean, there's still stuff that's sitting. So things that are overpriced are definitely sitting, just like John was saying, up in his neck of the woods. And yeah, I feel really bullish for our area in particular, as we have more people that are going to be able to telecommute and work from home and, you know, live wherever they want versus having to live in the Bay Area where prices are crazy. I think that we've got, I think Sacramento region in general is going to come out of this whole COVID thing really strong.
Awesome. I love it. What are you doing to compete in this market?
So I need to get back on the phones and dig up inventory because we've got buyers that are really actively looking right now. And so I just need to start creating some inventory for them and do some stuff off market. That's my plan going into the last part of July. And so we're going to start, you know, doing Mojo and calling and, you know, pulling areas where we have buyers that are specifically looking. And then I'm going back to calling expireds, specifically again for our buyers that are looking, because it's an easier conversation to say, hey, I have buyers, they've lost out on houses, and, you know, I know you're on the market. Did you want to sell to just one person and not have to deal with hundreds of people coming through your house during COVID? And so that's going to be,
you could double end it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my current plan right now. But we're just writing really, really strong offers for our clients that are buying, and, you know, removing contingencies, taking things as is, shortening, you know, timeframes. We have people coming from the Bay Area that we're helping them with getting connected with good agents down there that are doing like I don't know if you guys have heard of Home Light's trade-in program. It was just written up in Inman. So we have a couple agents in the Bay Area that are using that. And so being able to write a cash offer versus a contingent offer. So just trying to get creative with however we can package things up, you know, to make our buyers stand out.
Very good. I love it. You're getting creative.
Me too.
Yes. That's awesome. Okay, next. Last week, we shared a marketing opportunity for the people that were at my home. We did gather in person last week with 6 feet of separation at my house, and the people brought their kids. They went swimming. I had a lifeguard. We had fun. If you missed it, you missed it. It was great. This is being recorded, and who knows where this will go. There was 6 feet of separation. We all wore a mask. We didn't touch each other. Anyway, so it was awesome. We had a good time. Catered food. It was a good time. But at that meeting, we told everyone about the marketing for Michael Lewis Marketing Suites. And I said, for everybody in the room, or that's on the Brent Gove team, even if they're not in the room, but you're on my personal team, not RevShare team. I'm gonna be very clear. You sell a home, I make a percentage of that, 50%, 40, 30, 20% of a commission. That's being on the Brent Gove team where I actually work with you. Then I'm gonna pay for you to join Michael Lewis Marketing annually. So come see Rob. He is here in the office, and we're gonna pay the fee of your annual membership. And then you only, as you get a listing, you use their marketing. It was phenomenal. It's $125 a listing, and you bring in all the stuff you're gonna do on that listing presentation. They'll never lose another listing appointment again. It is beyond impressive. So if you want that, come down here at the office and see Rob, and he will hook you up. I'm paying for your annual membership. If you like it this year, you can pay it for next year. And the only time it'll ever cost you anything is if you say, okay, this listing, the lay down lower price listing's fine, but if you get one 500, 800, a million, 2, 3 million, spend the $125. It's a real marketing, super impressive. So go see Rob. I wanted to say that. Any questions on that anyone has? So anyone that was at that meeting or on my team, we have about 10 guests today. So I'm not talking to you guys. I love you. All right. So, okay. Next thing I want to talk to you about is a sense of urgency. James, when you wrote that offer, did you have a sense of urgency to get the deal through, to get a fast response, to do whatever you could to make a good offer? You and Jenny had that sense of, what do we got to do to get this?
Absolutely. It was very key to do that. Very key.
Absolutely. Barry Mathis, are you still there? Barry's still there. Barry, did we lose Barry? May have lost Barry. I don't see him anywhere. Is he gone? He's gone. He stepped off. Okay, well, Barry he's an escrow on our own personal house with the pool. Same thing. You got to have a sense of urgency. What does that mean? Like, what do you mean? Okay, I urgently want it. I mean, you write your offer and you get them to present your offer in 1 hour. John Sy, you're listening. When you write an offer in Vancouver, what does the contract say in Canada? Do you have 3 days? In California, it says they have 3 days to present the offer written into the contract, or there's an or box, and you want to check that. What is it in Vancouver? Is it written in your contracts how long they have to present the offer? Is there a standard? Is there some sort of expected standard a day, 2-3 days? What is it up there?
Usually 24 hours, and they'll write the offer is open until this time, and courtesy is about 24 hours.
Okay, so never ever be courtesy. Forget the courtesy. That's out the window. If you write the offer and you give them 24 hours, you write the offer to me, and then Renee calls me, Missy calls me, Gary calls me, Kim Ewing calls me, Frank calls me, Crandall, John Sy calls me. Do you have an offer? Yep, right here. And I'm gonna use your offer to get a higher price to my seller because I don't owe you anything. I have a fiduciary to my seller, get them the highest possible price for their retirement. You'd want me as your agent. And then if I don't have any agents, but I know you're writing me an offer, I go, I don't have an offer right now, but Gary Ormsley's writing me an offer. I'm going to have it in the next few hours. So it's still available, but barely. And they're like, oh my gosh, what do I do? I go, man, if I was you, I'd write full price or over, or real close. And I'm creating momentum. And then as I get more offers, but see, 24 hours, offers have babies. Write that down if you're a new agent. Offers have babies. One person, yeah, I have an offer. Oh my gosh, they got an offer. They have an offer. Is there time? And they're like, well, when could you show it? And they go, I could show it tomorrow morning at 9. Okay, I'll wait till 11. It's a sense of urgency. You show it at 9, you call me, you tell me you're writing an offer, and you better get it to me by 11. There's no, I'm an urgent seller, I'm an urgent listing agent, but same thing, you gotta do that to the listing agent. I would write John Sy an offer. I'd say, John, your property's $1.3 million, British Columbia, Vancouver. I've written you an offer for $1.325 $25,000 over. We close in 5 days. In fact, it's Sunday. We close this Friday. All cash. We're going to wire the money Friday. And if your seller needs more time to get us disclosures, we'll give it to you. But we're prepared and ready to close Friday. We're going to close fast. We're going to buy it as is. We're not going to ask you to provide any reports. Of course, by law, they have to give us any reports they have. You see my thing here? We're going to hit the easy button. And I don't expect your sellers to move out by this Friday. I know they live in the home. It's 5,000 square feet. They've lived there for 10 years. We're going to give them 45 days rent-free to move out at their leisure. So they really have about 51 days to move, but they'll have money in their bank account this Friday. We'll close Friday morning, and Title will be able to wire proceeds to them by Friday afternoon. Please let your sellers know they will have money, $1.3 million. I saw there's nothing owed on the property. So they have $1.3 million, 25,000 minus whatever their expenses are in their account Friday afternoon. And then they get 45 days to move rent-free. By the way, I saw you put 3% in there, and that commission is $41,000. Thank you for your professional compensation, John Sy. As a professional, I just want to say thank you. That helps my family. I hope you got 3% for yourself. So if we could put this together, you're going to get $41,000 in your bank account this Friday. I'm going to get $45,000 in my bank account. You actually talk about their money? Hell yes! You guys, yes, talk about the money. That's what this is about. It's about selling homes and putting money in the seller's account. I translate it for them. I go, you let your seller know they're done. No stress. They skip holding hands off into the sunset with their cash. But you're getting paid, Valerie. You're getting paid $41,000 Friday afternoon. I don't know about you, but I could use the money. And sometimes it's so funny. Oh, well, money's not important. Liar. It's just not true. That's not bull. I call BS. Okay, it is important. Most of them go, are you serious? You guys are gonna, yeah, we'll get it all done. I've already ordered the home inspection. I have it scheduled with Rich Lester Home Inspections. I've already taken the liberty of scheduling the home inspection. He'll be here Tuesday at 10 a.m. if they'll allow it. Home inspection's done. Here's a copy of the text message. I know it was a bit aggressive, but the home inspection's done. Here's the cash. Here's everything. What do you think? John, what if I tell you all that, John Sy, how's my offer sound to you so far?
I'm ready to give it to you.
All right. So a lot of times they'll say, what's the catch?
What's the
Right? Right? Maybe you guys are being polite. Stop being polite. Well, I don't want to be pushy. Starve. You will starve. You gotta be aggressive and sense of urgency. Go, go, go there's a way to do it without being pushy. So I go, there's a little bitty catch, John. They found 2 homes. This is their favorite home by a long shot. We did not write an offer on the other home. But we're in a desperate, urgent situation that we cannot wait one more second. So I'm sending you the offer right now, but I need an answer in the next 90 minutes. Forget the courtesy 24 hours. Stop. Pressure that listing agent. Call your seller. I don't expect you to meet with them the next 90 minutes, but I don't care if they're in Uruguay, Chile, Argentina, China, Japan. Everybody's got one of these. Even the guys in Everest have cell phones. You get them on the phone and you say, it's $1,325,000, all cash, as is, boom, boom, boom. I've done this with 0 down loans. It works the same. And I go, you're getting paid. We're doing. I do VA loans. We do them in like 16 days. They used to take 2 months, 45. We do them in 16 days. We ate VA loans for lunch. Well, my lender can't do it. Get a new lender. Get Alicia. She can do it. Do you like to lose? My gosh. Woo! I'm scaring people in the building. Now here's the deal. I'm over exaggerating a little bit. I'm like, does he really take steroids? Because we're seeing roid rage. No, I don't take steroids, but I do work out. Now here's the deal. So I said, we have to have an answer. We don't count it yet. I'll take a verbal in the next 90 minutes, but call them, tell them what it is. If they say we have a deal, and if they want to sign it later tonight, but I can't wait 24 hours. Because we are going to meet in 90 minutes and write an offer on the other house. We don't want the other house. We want your house. You better convince them that you want the house. It's like, well, guys, I'm going to write multiple offers and I don't want to waste my time. I go, I'm not wasting your time, John. You're getting paid. I'm getting paid 41 grand. I'll make sure title wires it to our bank account Friday afternoon. Let's do this. I'm so excited. What do you say? And John, what would you say to me?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, they do. They never said, no, forget it. You want an answer. They go, well, let me see if I can call them. I've never had them say, they call them, oh my gosh, they said it sounds great to them. I go, so John, we got a deal? We got a deal, John?
I'll do whatever it takes to get it done.
I'll email you the offer over. He didn't even have the offer. I gave him the terms. I've had to present it verbally. We got a deal. Good. I'm emailing it over. It's exactly what I've told you. You got more showings coming tonight and tomorrow?
We do. We have 3 showings booked.
Right. So you know how it is to go show a home and it's already sold. They get excited. You tell the agent, we already have a deal, John. Let's not waste their time. Let's go ahead, grab the mouse, and mark this sucker pending. Pending. And they'll go, well, I can't do that. We don't have a sign. Yeah, you can. It's easy. Pending. Just P for pending. And let's not waste anybody's time. Some people will drive an hour there to see this home, spend an hour back, right? Hours and hours and hours. We have a deal. It's just getting the signatures, just demanding. I get them to mark it pending all the time. I've had people mark properties pending. They haven't even gotten the offer. We have a deal. A deal's a deal. Mark it pending. So you guys got to think, be aggressive. There's a way to do it where it's not pushy. I know you're worried about being pushy, but forget what's polite. Like, well, it's polite to give 3 days. It's polite. It's customary. It's not if you're going to perform at the highest levels. And John, if you're not doing that stuff, you're selling 60 to 70 homes a year. You start doing that, you'll start selling 80 to 90. You will not lose. And you probably already do that stuff, but you must tighten up. Go, here comes the offer, and it expires in 2 hours. It expires in 90 minutes. I've written in their expiration date. I am so sorry to put you under the gun like this. but it's now or never. We will write on the other home. We don't want it, but we'll take it. We're in a private, desperate situation. John, ask me what it is. Ask me what is the hurry?
What situation are you in?
I can't tell you. It's private and desperate. Like I said, it's very. Now, do you guys want to know this? I'll tell you guys, because we'll pretend John's not here. Brent wants to win. Brent wants to get paid. I want $41,000 in my bank account. That's the private. I'm sick of losing. I hate losing in multiple offers. Me no lose. That's like good English. Me no lose. I love multiple offers. I eat it for lunch. So you got to get a little aggressive and learn how to do this stuff. Anybody have questions on this? I've never lost a client over it. Never in a million years, a deal. And they go through. And I did one, I'll tell you this, 30 seconds. I wrote the offer at 2 o'clock in the morning, got home at like 2:30, faxed over at 3 a.m. on a Sunday morning, gave the list agent till noon. You have till noon. I sent him, I woke up at 7 a.m. and say, hey, at 3 o'clock in the morning, my clients work for American Airlines. He didn't get off work till 12:30. We met at the house at 1. We stayed an hour. He wrote the offer at 2. I came home at 3. I sent you the offer. We're in a private, desperate situation. We're closing in 12 days as is with the loan. Alicia's going to call you today, my lender. They're pre-approved, ready to go. We just need an appraisal and a thing. We'll order the appraisal in the rush. I'll get it in 3 or 4 days. And we're ready to go. But here's the situation. It's a full price offer. It's $10,000 over full price, but we need an answer by noon or we're gonna go to Plan B house. So I always tell them, you know that other home you really liked? Yep. I go, let's call that Plan B house. Oh, okay. I go, so I tell them, we have a Plan B house. Don't make me go to it. And I go, but here is the offer. And if we don't get an answer by noon, we will go with Plan B house. So bird in the hand's better than 2 in the bush. It's a full price 12-day as is, $20,000 deposit. We'll take Fifi and Ginger, the cats, or Peaches and Herb, the dogs. We'll do whatever. You don't, the debris pile that's 30 feet across in the backyard, leave it. If you want to take it, but you're welcome to leave it. We'll haul it out of there. Hit the easy button. You can call haul or junk call. We love junk, 1-800 we love junk. They'll haul it out of there for $500. Come on, you guys. So get creative, listen, look. And guess what they did? He called me at 10 a.m. And said, we have a deal. I mean, I had that thing in escrow by 10 a.m. that morning. And it was a hot property. So you turn the tables like, well, we'll be reviewing offers Tuesday night. Get that? No problem. Valerie, your seller has every right to review offers Tuesday night. Unfortunately, we can't wait till Tuesday night. So it just makes sure they know, like, well, I'm sorry, I can't help you. I get that, but make sure your sellers know they're throwing away a $20,000 over full price, 10-day close, stay for 2 months, rent-free, as is, $50,000 earnest money deposit. You can make the earnest money deposit as large as you want because you'll never remove contingencies. You're closing so quick, you'll never remove contingencies. There is no challenge when you do a 30 or 40-day escrow. You're removing contingencies. Your earnest money's at risk. That's why they're little itty bitty earnest money depends things. Just make sure they're throwing this away if they wait till Tuesday night. If they're good with that, they're good with it. They call me back. Oh my gosh, what? They've accepted. Oh, shocker, right? I'm so sorry. Are you kidding me? This is how you sell real estate. My record is 14 personal buyers in a single month. John, you're a superstar. Not one was a listing. At the time, I did not want listings. People would call me, say, I have this beautiful listing in the pocket, those in Sacramento pocket. I go, you know what? Isn't Century 21 big out there? I saw it. Yeah, call them. No, thank you. I don't want your listing. I wouldn't even take the time to call an agent to make the referral and get a 25% referral fee. I'm not even going to waste my time on that. That's how much I like buyers. And my record is 14 buyers in escrow every other day. How would you like to sell a home every other day for the next 30 days? Sell a home. Sell a home, 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 escrow, 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 14. That's how you do it. You get a little Braveheart, Mel Gibson. I need you to be paint your face purple on one side. You're a little extreme. Yeah. If you haven't figured it out, you're in a war. This is your wife and kids, your husband and kids. What the money you make will put them in a public school or a private school. My kids have been in school the last few months. They're not out of school. We're in a private school. It's entrepreneurial, teaches them how to own businesses, not how to get a freaking job. And guess what? They've been in school because I'm not in no public school. In my private school, we do what we want. They're in school. We haven't had our kids out of school, but we can afford that. It's very expensive. But you, if you're just going to not get serious, so realize this is a battle because maybe the neighborhood you live isn't so good, and maybe the kids in the neighborhood are getting into trouble, and then they have an influence on your kids, and then your kids are getting in trouble. And then I remember Peter Gallagher goes, "Here, go try a little of this." And I was 16 years old. I'm like, I like this. And then his brother's trying to get us to do hashish. And then Jenny McKernan got me to smoke pot dipped in opium. I woke up driving on a dirt road in Tahoe. I'm like, oh my God, those were not good things. I would freak out if my kids did those things. I have like 28 near-death experiences, drowning in lakes, rivers, falling off cliffs. I got it all. There's so many times I should not be here. We're talking near death. That's what alcohol and drugs do to 16, 17, 18, and 19-year-olds. I quit drinking and partying at 19. I got high on life. I didn't need to pump it in. I pump it out. You got to pump it in or pump it out. Come on, make a decision. And so when I was 21, I didn't even have a drink. I turned 21, didn't even have a beer. I was over it. I was building my life, loving people, serving, giving, reading, coming from contribution. So, man, 3 minutes left. I could go on and on. Don't ever leave a listing agreement without a signed listing agreement. You put on there, the seller can cancel for any reason at any time with the 24-hour written agreement. Just send me an email. We're done. No agent has the cojones to do this for you. Read this thing. Irrevocable listing contract. This means irrevocable. You're stuck. You don't like your Coldwell Banker agent? You may like him now, but in 3 months you're going to like him and the home's not selling. You're stuck for 6 months or a year. I'll let you out. You just send me an email. We're done tomorrow. I go, well, what if they can't? I've never had anybody do it because I work really hard for my sellers. I bring the passion to each listing. I bring the passion. Eventually, obviously, I got to the point where I only handle listings. But, man, I have a lot more here, but I think I went a little over the top today. I want to, Heather, I promised you, update, Chicago Title. What are you guys seeing on new escrows on the market? Is Christine busy, our famous escrow officer? What's going on out there?
We are extremely busy. Our escrow officers are working like crazy overtime. We're loving it because, when this all started, they were definitely scared, so, but now everything is, they're just insanely busy. So yep. With that said, I feel like I say this every couple of weeks, but with the inventory so low, don't forget to contact me. I can find your buyers the matching criteria in our system. One of our platforms, you have, it can export to your dialer. So if you're using Mojo, Vulcan, or anything like that, you can export it to social media, Facebook ads. So just contact me and we can set you up.
Awesome. Love it. Right on. Well, good team meeting today. It is 10:59, baby. We are going to end. I'm going to let you out 30 seconds early for good behavior. Love you guys. We'll see you right here, same time, same place, same Zoom channel next Thursday, 10 to 11 a.m. See you guys.